It is now time for Ask the Expert. We're talking about autism today. 1 in every 88 children is diagnosed with this disorder.
And now more than 1 million children are affected by autism. Registered Dietitian Laurie Meyer joining us now. So there's a specific diet that can help. I mean, you hear a lot of people talking about this.
Well, you know, there is no one diet that's going to cure it, but one thing that we have found is that removing processed foods, a lot of the artificial ingredients, artificial colors and flavors, preservatives, really seems to hold a key in helping to settle down the brain. But I think it's more than that. We're finding that a lot of these kids are really deficient in minerals, they're deficient in amino acids, fatty acids, and one thing that we have found, these processed foods, they tend to deplete minerals, they tend to displace some of the essential fatty acids. So there's a real key there, real cause and effect. So getting whole foods, fruits and vegetables, adequate protein, adequate fat, and really minimizing the sweets and treats and processed foods.
So what about cutting out dairy or going gluten-free? Is that going to make a difference?
You know, this is a huge thing, and we have found that some parents say that their children have actually gotten much better. They're actually speaking, behavior problems have improved by cutting out gluten and dairy. But here's the thing, it doesn't work in every child, and so you may want to try it and see. It might be more than that. Your child might have more allergies, and so the gluten and dairy might be the tip of the iceberg. But the reason that those are so significant is that they have proteins that are very difficult to break down for anybody. These kids have gut issues, gut problems, and they can't break them down. So instead of breaking them down into their simple amino acids and little peptides, they're larger peptides that end up causing problems in the brain. They actually act like opiates, like morphine products. And so if you think of the brain on morphine, that's kind of how these children react. And there are behavior problems and speech problems. And once you remove it, those things do tend to improve. So for some people, this actually is viable and it may actually help.
So we're talking about steps you can take with food, but what about supplements for autistic children?
You know, there are some core supplements that I think that autistic children really need because they're having digestive problems and because they have these deficiencies. They all really need a good multivitamin and mineral supplement. I think this is critical. It's crucial. In addition to that, because fat is so important for them and the brain is 60% fat, a good fish oil or cod liver oil, krill oil, but some kind of a fish oil or omega-3 supplement, very, very critical because this is so important for getting that brain function. Most of them we're finding are vitamin D deficient, and in fact we're finding a lot of the mothers were vitamin D deficient during pregnancy. So good vitamin D supplementation, but check your levels first just to make sure that this is something that you need. And then a probiotic, especially if your child is not eating dairy, they're not going to be getting probiotic in yogurt or kefir, the traditional sources. So you may want to look for a probiotic supplement for them because this is going to help with the gut issue, and anything that affects the gut seems to affect the brain. I mean, they're so closely integrated. In fact, the intestine is called the second brain. So you want to kind of heal that gut, and many times you can end up healing the brain.
All right, Laurie, great advice. Thank you so much. And do you have a question for our experts? Email them. Ask the expert at today'stmj4.com. You can also leave us a voicemail. The number to call, 967-5253. We are back after this.